We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be better without what's been holding us back now. Let's move closer to a new history, find out what we can be together. Take my hand and we will conquer the world. This is our final chance. 'Cause one day we'll be looking back at this. We were in a big mess together. But we found a way to choose right from wrong. We found the strength to go on together. To go on together. Yeah. To go on together. To go on together. Moonlight and fire, dancing closely together and staying forever young. What about you and I then? Can we two find a way to align with each other? Let's move closer to a new history, find out what we can be together. Take my hand and we will conquer the world. This is our final chance. 'Cause one day we'll be looking back at this. We were in a big mess together. But we found a way to choose right from wrong. We found the strength to go on together. To go on together. Yeah. To go on together.
It's Saturday night
Time for your weekly dose of pop culture.
with Cassie and Kenny. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. I don't know why the crickets are playing. I can't hear you, Kenny. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And I could be doing any number of things wrong because it is, Saturday night, and that's how I tend to roll.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Can you hear me
Hello,
now? Can you hear me now?
hello.
Hello, sir. Meet me at the grocer. No, why, sir? Because I have a cold, sir. Where'd you get your cold, sir? Find a no pole, sir. What were you doing there, sir? Shooting polar bears, sir.
Oh my goodness. Your mind has an endless capacity for useless information. Do you know that? You know that.
I know.
All right. Now, again, usually we have a theme, we have a whole thing that we go with. But today, well, not today, but actually it was Wednesday, was my birthday. So Kenny asked if, okay, for this show, instead of, well, what did you want to do? Help me.
Okay, so what we're going to do this show. Heather, how you doing? Lisa, how you doing? Hey, guys.
Hello, cousin Lisa in the house. Hey, Heather in the house. All right, go ahead. Tell the folks.
Okay, so here we're going to do. It was Kathy's birthday. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask Kathy some questions about her life, about her likes and not likes and things like that.
Okay.
About things to think, So we're going to ask her questions to see who the real Cassie Walker is. And
Yikes.
if you have a question that you want to ask Kathy, I want to
Also,
make
I
it a
can put the link
surprise
in the
question.
description if you want to jump online too.
If you want to jump online, we can put the link in the description. But
And
also,
you know
we're
what?
going to
I don't
put.
have the phone in front of me. I'm sorry. I left the phone.
It's okay. No, but I don't want them to call in. I want them to
Oh,
text me. Hey, Audrey, how you doing? I want them to
hey,
text me
thank
their
you.
questions.
Thank you. Text you the
Text me
question.
your questions.
Yes.
856-229-4871. You text
Nobody
me
wants
your
to know
questions.
a
So
thing about
Kathy, so Kathy doesn't see the questions, and you're texting me the questions, and then I will ask her the questions besides my own questions. So
so
this
you don't have to
is
do any homework.
um yeah. So
I said, so you don't have to do any homework.
no, I did do some homework.
Uh-oh.
I had a busy week and a busy day, but throughout my
Gosh.
busy week and busy day, I had my questions ready for this. So
Oh, yikes.
mm,
Let's take a drink portion of the show. So if
the
you are
drink portion of the
drinking,
show.
there
Yes,
you
yes,
go.
the drink portion.
I'm drinking,
So
you know,
you don't have my number to flash up there. If someone wants to text me a question, and I will ask the question for you.
oh wait. Oh, you know what? I don't even know your
Eight five
number.
eight
You
five
know that
eight five eight. I know
you know
because you
what's
you just said
bad?
no one knows it. I don't know your number either.
You know why? Because
It's
with
you
these
just press a button.
smartphones, they've made us
Yeah,
dumb.
the
Because
smartphones has made
basically
us
we
dumb.
just press a button and boom. We
Smartphones have made us dumb, but I'm still good looking.
All right. So what's your number?
Eight five.
I can't help it. You invite
Wow.
that. You invite that.
Wow. And I thank you. Like nobody in the comments is like, well, yeah, Kenny is good looking. But thank you. Um 856
Oh wait, 856.
229. Yeah,
And you know,
856.
because that how long have they had 856 in Jersey? I thought
Oh,
everything in Jersey was like 609, but
no,
unless it was
it's
North
been a
Jersey.
while.
Okay.
Been a
Eight
long
five
while. Been a long
six.
while.
Go ahead.
229
229.
4871. So if you want to text a question, if you want to put your name on the question, it's whatever, put your name on the question. And in the event, I will ask a question. If you have a question for Kathy
Okay.
and you can't jump on the link, and you don't want to jump on the link because you don't want your face to
Am
be
I going to know
seen,
the answers to these questions?
you'll know. I
All
just got
right.
my first
So
question too.
again, it's Saturday night. It's Kathy and Kitty explain pop culture. And again, when we're not having the great Die Hard is not a Christmas movie debate, we talk about other things in pop culture. A couple weeks ago, we had a great visit from our friends Dion and uh oh my god, I forgot his name
Ed
already.
Brown, Ed. Oh my
Ed
God.
Brown, my brother from another mother. I'm a little spacey. I'm a little
Yeah.
discombobulated coming back to school. Our kids come back Monday, so I'm excited about that. But we've been virtual, and it's been crazy to be in education this season. So any of you
All right.
educators out there, thoughts and prayers are with you. It is unbelievably
Yes.
hard
Yes.
at this point in time.
I know a few people who the schools have already went virtual or they've already
Yeah,
had cases
we didn't
in the
even make
first
2 weeks, so
yeah,
it's
I know a few people. And oddly enough, I took your niece to a college this weekend because she wants to study education.
wow. That must make you feel old to have kids going to college. But anyway, I mean, I know it's my birthday. I feel old anyway, but you know, I'm kind of excited because you know what? I am rolling towards my 60s, and that's exciting. So hey, I cannot complain. You know what? The Lord has given me these 57 years, so I'm going to work it. Go ahead, shoot your first question. I'm
Okay,
all about it.
my first
Yeah.
question comes from actually our cousin Lisa. I'm gonna do her question first, and she's texted
Okay.
to me. Ask her, does she remember the awesome parties we had at my house in the basement?
Oh, yes, and none of the ones we're not telling the stories are the ones with the rat poisoning. Um,
But
And you know
there was
what?
a story with one with rat poisoning.
Oh, okay, so you're gonna play dumb on that one. Okay, I'm gonna leave
I
that
don't
one
remember
alone.
that one. I don't remember that one. I don't remember that one. I was, full disclosure, I was much younger than my cousin and my sister, years and
Two
years
years,
younger.
dude. 2 years, and you got in
So
all the trouble too. So don't even
I got in the
defend
most
yourself like
trouble
you don't
because you
know.
guys would, because something happened, you guys would blame me, and I would be the one because they're not going to punish Kenny. Let's just blame it on Kenny.
No, because you were the one with the smooth talking, and you could always talk your way out of any trouble. So that is why.
Okay, so let's find out more about Cassie Walker since this is
So
her show.
scary.
I know that. I know. So you are trapped on a deserted island,
Uh-huh.
and you have enough energy, enough power. You have a generator. You have a generator, and there's a fruit fly in my room, and I can't. It's just all up in my face. You have enough energy. You have a generator and a record player,
Mm-hmm.
and you're stuck on this album. You're stuck on this island rather.
Okay.
You're stuck on this island for eternity with this generator and a record player. You have 3 albums that you can listen to. What are they?
Oh, that's way too hard. I can only pick 3.
There's only 3 albums that you can listen to.
How do you pick 3?
There's only
Anybody
3
in the
albums.
comments, what would your 3 albums be? Because
Now, I don't want to know
I
about
have
that. I
no.
want to know about your 3 albums.
I
What
know,
three
but that's
albums
way
would
too
you?
hard.
Why is that hard?
Because
There's
okay,
nothing
you're
hard
on this
about it.
island, and
For the
again,
rest of eternity, and you
and
can only listen
right,
to
and you
three
have to
albums.
listen. So you need some albums that are really going to carry you. And see,
Yep.
can I take compilations? Because that way,
That's kind of like a
that
punk.
way. Well,
That's a punk way out. That's a punk way out.
but and again, the thing about music, or at least the thing I love about music, is that it can help you with so many different moods and modes, and get you through so many different feelings, that I'm afraid 3 albums wouldn't cover everything, um that you know um that I would want. Let me see. Well, you know me, Kenny. You know I'm taking some Tina Marie. I just can't pick which album I would take.
Okay.
As much
All
as
right.
I would love Wild and Peaceful, because you got the wild side with all the fast songs and the
Uh
peaceful
huh.
songs with the slow jams.
Okay.
That's probably
We have
not
a 1 hour we have a 1 hour show.
I probably would take Stevie Wonder's songs in the key of life. You know
Okay, that's
why?
one.
Because because it's a 2 album set, so you got a lot
Okay.
of stuff on there to groove, and a lot of different um, moods that you can hit. Because the music has got to hit a few different moods for me. Oh man, I don't know which Tina Marie album I'm taking, but I'm taking the Tina Marie album. So
Okay.
that's
Tina
2.
Marie album. Okay.
Oh God, what else?
Well,
What
Tina
else?
Marie album, you can do a compilation, greatest hits compilation
I could do a greatest hits. Okay,
of
but
Tina
see,
Marie.
the
Yes,
thing is,
yes.
I like the deep
You
cuts.
can't, you just can't do a compilation of like, oh,
Because if I take Wild and
the
Peaceful, I
best
got
of
the slow
Motown.
jams. Huh?
You can't
Well, yeah,
just
I
do
was
like,
thinking about
oh, a
that. I
best of
got a
Motown,
Motown
but
compilation. I
you
would love
can't
to
take
take.
like that's cheating. That's cheating. But if you said a
What?
Tina Marie compilation or or Stevie Wonder
It's a desert
compilation,
island.
that's a specific artist, so that's okay.
And you know what? And I probably would pick something else at a different time. But because we just last week celebrated the anniversary of 9/11, and 2001, U2's All That You Can't Leave Behind. I think I might have played that album just indefinitely. So that might be the other album I take if I can just take 3. So
Okay, all right.
Marie,
So
Stevie Wonder,
while you were
and
asking
you.
that, I don't know. Somebody sent me a text and they didn't put their name on it.
Uh-huh.
Put my phone number in there. If you have a question, okay. Picture Kathy with her daddy.
Oh, that
Okay,
infamous picture
it's
that
yeah,
everybody had in
the
their
infamous
house.
picture.
That's
Yeah, that everybody
terrible.
had in their
I
house.
don't know if
Yeah,
I have it.
I don't have a picture of
I
that.
don't have
I
the
don't have
digital
that picture.
version.
You don't have a digital version, okay? Well, while you were doing
I
that,
look for it.
somebody sent me a text,
Uh-huh.
and they said, okay, same scenario. This time you have a DVD player,
I have a what?
and what
A
a
D
DVD player and a
Ooh,
TV screen. And what three movies would you pick? All eternity. What three movies? I think I know what they are.
you probably know you could answer this question. You know me
No,
better than
I think
I know me.
let me see if I'm right. Let me see if I'm right.
Okay.
I know two of them. I know two of them.
You know two of them.
At
Are
least
you
two of them I
sure?
know. I'm gonna shake you on the third one. Well, it would be Sparkle. It would be Sparkle, Fame, and the third one. I don't know what the third one would be.
Now again, I think you're partially right because I think definitely would be Fame. I don't know whether I would take Sparkle.
No,
Um, no, I don't know whether I would take Sparkle.
the original Sparkle.
The original Sparkle, I do love. Now that's a movie I love, but I don't know whether it would be on my Desert Island movies. And you know what's funny? I actually watched Fame. Like for some reason, I was not sleeping, but that's just typical. The morning of my birthday, I was up at like 4 in the morning, and I was actually watching Fame. So I don't know. I'm just weird like that.
So what are the
Um,
three? What three movies would you have?
so I think I would go with. Well, I know a thing would definitely be one of them. I'm not
Would 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 would,
sure.
would, would Die
I
Hard
think
be the other one, or would you not be in the Christmas spirit the whole time on the island?
you got jokes. Oh, my
Yes,
brother, you have
yes, I do.
jokes. Die Hard would not be the other one. And I didn't realize I probably would go with I'm trying to think. It would probably be like a Natalie Wood movie. I'm pretty sure
Right.
it would be
Okay.
something like Gypsy, Fame. And you know what? For a person who hates musicals, I seem to be like drawn to them.
Mhm.
And I tend to love them. And I might even take The Greatest Showman.
Oh,
I don't know.
would it be Imitation of Life?
Oh, which version though? Like, you know,
The classic,
um
the classic
the
version, of
oldest
course.
version or
Yeah, the classic
I don't
version.
know. Would I take Imitation of Life? Hmm, maybe.
It'd be Fame. What are the other
Fame,
one?
Fame,
A
and I
Natalie
was
Wood
gonna
movie.
go with
Which you gotta pick a
Gypsy.
Natalie Wood movie.
I know that's why I was debating between Gypsy and I was also thinking of Kings Go Forth. And again, Kings Go Forth was a Natalie Wood movie with Natalie Wood, Frank Sinatra, and now they're calling in.
That Lisa's actually calling me.
Okay. Um, oh
Hold on a
wait, I
second.
should put
Hold on a
my
second.
number up because well, I don't have the phone here. Well,
Lisa,
you, you go ahead talk to her. I'll grab
hold
the.
on a second. Hold on a second. Lisa.
Wait, hold on, Chris. I'm gonna try to tell him. Hi, can you talk to me off air for a minute?
Okay, well, okay, I can talk to you off air. They got me on air.
Okay.
Well, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Kathy, come back in. I'm talking to Lisa off air. Kathy, come back in. Where'd she go?
Okay. Oh,
What is
where'd
she?
I go? Here I am.
Hold on a second.
I'm still trying to pick a third movie because
Okay, well, so take me off air because Lisa wants to talk to me off air.
oh off air. Oh, okay. So I get to do the show all by myself. Oh, it's on me. Oh, I get to push buttons. Oh, okay. See, my smack wasn't working before. Okay. Um, okay. So, because I'm just that funny. Actually, my dad made a comment about a picture, and there is a one picture that everybody had in their house, and you guys know this. Usually there is one picture that the family has, whether it's a picture of you when you were a baby or something to that effect. And I know I found a copy of that picture. I just can't pull it up, but I'll pull it up. I'll look for it. To But it was a picture. I guess when I was born, it was back before they actually took pictures of babies in the hospital, and um, so there was no picture of me in the hospital, all like wrapped up in and your baby garb. So I guess my aunt Barbara, who is my dad's aunt and actually my great aunt, but Aunt Barbara for all intents and purposes, took a picture of my dad holding me, and that was like kind of my official baby picture. So that's the one that everybody had to have. All right. So are you done taking calls?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I didn't pick three movies, but we know one of them is going to be Fame. One is definitely going to be a Natalie Wood movie. I'm kind of going to go with Kings Go Forth with it was one of my favorites because she had to pick between Frank Sinatra and Tony Curtis. And at the time when this movie was made, I'm like, it's a no brainer. I know Frank Sinatra has this great voice, but Tony Curtis, that's the one you pick. Anyway, but Kings Go Forth might be the Natalie Wood movie I would take.
I've never heard of that
Anyway,
movie.
she
I've never
winds
heard
up.
of the movie.
You've never heard of King? Oh, you've got to watch Kings Go Forth. Now she picks uh, Tony Curtis because again, Tony Curtis. But again, he turns out to be just like the worst, and Frank Sinatra turns out to be the really good guy that she should have picked. And
Now, yeah, I know the story of my life. Story of my life. But the girl never comes back to me. You know.
the gir- the girl who
Um,
got away. But okay.
girl always gets away in my case. But look here.
Can I pick my third movie?
What's your
My
third movie?
third movie is going to be a movie. It's again a little known movie, but I love it. It's called Playing by Heart.
Who's in that?
Playing by Heart with Sean Connery, Gina Rollins, uh, Gillian Anderson, Angelina Jolie, Ryan Phillippe, who has the best line in the world, and that is, "My mind has an endless capacity for useless information." Playing by Heart. I think you can watch it on Hulu or Netflix. Check it out. That's a good one. So those are my three movies. All right. What's your next
Okay.
question?
Okay,
Hit
so
me. Hit me.
Hitman. All right, we want to hear. We want to hear. No, put my number up again. If anyone wants to ask Cassie a question, if you don't want to ask it yourself, text me the question, and I will gladly ask her the question for you.
Or or you could call in and ask it. I got to make sure I put the phone on.
Okay. Well, you can call in and ask it. Um, but in any event,
We also have a link
um,
in the description if you want to join online. And
yes, if
uh,
you want to join online,
if your
yeah,
camera's
please.
ready, you got a microphone, boom. Or even if you don't have a microphone, if your computer has a microphone, boom,
Yes,
you're there.
yes.
You're here. You're with us and chatting.
Um,
All right. Your next interview
our,
question.
our next interview question, Cassie. As we all know, you spent some time in New York as a stand-up comedian, and you met a lot of people. What is your best celebrity story of someone that you've met doing stand-up comedy?
Best celebrity story of someone I met doing stand up comedy. I don't know. I don't know if I have the best celebrity story. Oh, you know what? Here's the best one. At the comic strip, which it was one of the clubs that I performed at when I was in New York City, and you have to go through this whole audition process, and I got to perform. But once you get to perform, it's not like you're ready for prime time and you get the good 9 o'clock spots. You're usually performing at like 2 in the morning. And actually, there's like a little like balcony area, that not balcony, but it was just this raised area where the comics would usually kind of sit waiting to go on, watching the other comics or whatever. And I remember kind of sitting up there, hanging out there, and again with the comic strip, the cool thing is you never knew who was going to go on. And again, I got to start out at a time in like the early 90s, and where a lot of comics that are probably well known today were kind of just like me, scrapping for those spots. But every once in a while some name comics would come on. And anyway, one of the guys sitting up there was this old looking guy. In fact, he looked almost like like Doc Brown in Back to the Future. And then they announced like, hey, we got a special surprise, special guest coming to work out some material. Please welcome to the stage, Robert Klein. And this old dude sitting up there like Robert Klein. I'm like, oh, that is awesome. Just sometimes getting to be in the presence of some like really great comedians. There was a comedian who did his most famous routine was Bebe's Kids. So people know the routine.
Robin Harris.
Robin Harris. They don't die, they multiply. Bebe's Kids.
They don't.
Well, when I worked at
We baby kids.
up at the Uptown Comedy Club up in New York City. He was one of the comics that, again, it was always really exciting to see him work, to watch him work, but as well as to talk to him backstage or to um, again, sometimes you think, oh, any kind of comic with any level of fame or success, they could have like a attitude or a snooty kind of way about them, and he just wasn't like that. He was a really really cool guy, really nice guy, and I remember, just getting to talk to him off stage and thinking, oh, this guy's all right. And hearing like the following weekend that he had passed away, which to me was just such a shock when it was like, wait, I was working with that comic just a week ago. Um, but no, I mean, I don't have any big major stories. When I first started doing comedy, I was in Central Park one time and I saw um, Jerry Seinfeld, and I had my little, I had my little comic notebook, and I asked for his autograph. I'm like, what am I going to do with that? But he actually signed a autograph, and he said, "Be funny," and it was something I kind of taped to my little comedy notebook to kind of inspire me. But now, if I had to pick my top three comics, and that's no secret because I've said this a lot of times, top three comedians, and again, they're not the world's most modern comedians, but at the time I was doing comedy, these were comedians that I actually sought out their biographies and I had tapes and listened to their style of comedy. Not that my comedy matched theirs, but there was something about it that I liked, and I'll tell you in a minute. One was Lenny Bruce, the other was George Carlin. And again, my third is Richard Pryor. So Lenny Bruce, George Carlin, Richard Pryor. And I think the thing that attracted me to their comedy was not just their storytelling, not just the way that they could find that kernel of truth and make it funny, but they also did it in a very kind of storytelling way, as well as they just brought out the funny in some of the most ordinary or common sense kind of things that I really liked. And again, I'm talking a little earlier, Lenny Bruce, maybe not the later stuff when he was ranting and raving on stage about, the government and the conspiracy theories. But I had this tape, Lenny Bruce live, that it was a double tape that, and again, that's back when you had Walkmans and headphones and cassette decks, and I listened to like ad nauseum. So yeah.
Okay, so let's dig into Cassie Walker's unknown past
Unknown.
that most people don't realize about Kathy. What was your inspiration to go to New York in the first place?
It probably was the movie Fame. Who knows? I think I saw that movie, and even though it didn't paint New York in a kind of on the town, glossy, pretty way, yet. Although I did go to a restaurant where they had pictures of Miss Turnstiles. But anyway, um, I think it probably was New. Was seeing the movie Fame, and there was something about the grittiness of New York. And actually, I think I remember visiting New York one time, and it was like a bus trip or something because I remember I don't know whether Lisa was there, but I know Joanne and Kim were there because you know what? That's when I first learned like my biggest and most favorite New York trick, which I don't think you can do now because securities and things are so much more intense. But basically, if you had to go to bathroom and you're in New York for the day for the city, what you do is you wander into the hotel like you're a guest anyway, and you use the hotel bathroom. And that trick phew, that got me over for a good portion of my New York City life. That and it used to be a thing you could do in theater, and you probably can't do that now either. And that was that whole idea of second acting, where you could go in, see you when they have intermission, and usually when they roll back in after intermission, nobody looks at tickets because they figure, oh, you're just coming to see, you know. So you just roll back in like you should have been there in the first place, and at least see the second half of a play. And also that the free plays in Central Park were the bomb. So that could be a whole good Saturday. But anyway,
Okay. So, now that we're at our half hour mark, I want to remind everybody, please, if you're on Facebook, give us a like our page. If you're on YouTube, give us a like, and please share all our content. Cassie and Kenny Explain Pop Culture. Also, if you'd like to buy us a coffee and support the show, there's a link on there that says buy us a coffee, and you can support Cassie and Kenny Explain Pop Culture. And please hang with us every week, and we will be here for some exciting content and exciting laughs and family fun, to get you through your week. So, um, I like to say
that
that.
was
Now,
quite impressive. You usually don't do the half hour break.
I
I'm like,
know,
I
I
am
know.
pretty impressed right now.
Okay. So back to
Wow.
you though. Back to you. So,
Wow.
yeah, hey, I'm on top of it like it was a horse. So back to you. Um, okay, so we have that part of it. Um, and we know why you went to New York and everything. Now, um, tell us your motivation.
I don't know. Something about these questions, I'm kind of like, I don't know where they're going to
No,
go.
no, 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 no. All right. Tell us your motivation for switching careers and becoming a principal.
Well, I think I talked a little bit about this last week. Again, being in 9/11, being in New York on 9/11, and again needing that change and wanting to do something that had an impact, and that was for me education. And actually, I think in everything I've done, I've always kind of had that shift towards education, whether it was even in jobs, whether I had to train people or do some form of teaching. So I think that was always a part of me. So when I began teaching, I was teaching math, and I was happy to do that. Um, but given an opportunity to be an instructional coach, and then just kind of moving on from there and wanting to do, um, I, I think Pasley, my old principal, once said, "You have more fun in the classroom than you do in administration," which definitely is true. But I also kind of feel like it is important that, especially for students, that they get to see a diversity of representation, especially in school in that administrative position, because who knows, maybe that could be their inspiration to see themselves as either teachers or teacher leaders or educators. So
Now, since then, we have. I saw two people kind of log in on our Facebook that have known you forever, and one of them is Miss Cookie Robinson. She's on watching, and the other one is Robin Coleman. She's on watching.
oh,
Um, Robin's watching. I don't know whether she's still on there or not. I don't know whether Miss Cookie's still on there or not. If you guys are still on there, please let me know that you're still on there. We're asking Cassie questions because this is a Cassie show
Kathy,
because of her birthday. So we're asking Cassie. So if you have any questions you want to ask Cassie, or any stories that you want to tell me, you can text me, or you can log into our show, or you can call any stories you want to tell about Cassie when she was younger.
uh, here's a question
That's
nobody
good.
asked Kathy, but I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you one of the best recipes you should ever try is the chocolate cake recipe on the box of the Hershey's cocoa, unsweetened cocoa box. Just give that a try because that is a delicious recipe, and it's the best cake I make. It's not a question you asked. It's just something I thought I'd share. It's not really
No,
pop culture, but
you're going off topic.
I'm sorry.
You
Hey,
going
Miss
on going
Cookie,
off topic.
I'm just
Just going
all
on
over the
topic.
place. Sorry.
Okay, so let me ask you a
Okay.
question. Okay,
Alright.
so
Let me-
what is what would you consider
42.
huh?
I thought you were going to ask me, like, the answer to life's questions or life's mysteries. My answer would have been 42. Come on, that's a classic pop culture reference. You don't know it. Oh my goodness. I have to do you like Mr. Ellaby did me at graduation. He's like
What?
plastics. And I, I'm dropping
I
bombs here.
no, I
These
don't know what
classic
42
pop
is.
cul-
I don't know what 40 is. That from
Yeah, you know.
no, I don't
You
know.
don't know, do you?
No.
The
Hitchhiker's
Hitchhiker's
Guide
Guide.
to yeah. I thought that's what it was from. Hitchhiker's Guide to okay. Which it was a movie that just I don't that movie kind of bored me.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
That movie kind of bored me.
I thought you
Okay,
liked
so
Hitchhiker's Guide to the
it's all right. It was all right. It was all right. It was all right.
Most
It was all right.
Def. You
It was
didn't
all right.
enjoy him in
Yeah,
that?
it was okay. It was
All right.
okay. I mean, it wasn't a Grease 2 type thing, but it was okay. Um so what would you say your great and now not as administrator, what would you say your greatest moment as a teacher was?
And actually it wasn't in the classroom, but it was when actually Natalie and Judy, we were talking about this last week when we were doing this road trip to New York to do this 40-mile bike ride.
I
And we
remember
stopped
that.
in Maryland and it was just like a random stop. Well, it wasn't random. We were staying with some friends of Natalie, but we went to dinner at this restaurant, and as we were leaving, and I think I had to go to the restroom, and I came back, so I the group had left, but when I was leaving, this woman uh called out to me. He's like, Miss Walker, Miss Walker. And it was one of my former students. And it was one of the students that was in the last like class I had taught before I went into administration. So, and the cool thing about this class is that, excuse me, it was an inclusion class. So I had a co-teacher, Aaron Wally. We got to teach together. So we had a lot of fun with the students, and the students that were in that class, which I mean,
How bad?
we just did so many great things and had so much fun. And again, fun for me. I'm thinking kids hate math. They don't like this class. But I ran into this former student. She was a part of that class. She was one of the students when, like the kids, they would like me to come up with different games to do review and whatever. And one week I was exhausted. I had nothing in me. The tank was empty and they wanted a game. And I'm like, guys, I don't have a game this week. So and they were like, "Well, if we come up with a game, can we play it?" And sure enough, they took it over. They came up with a game, and I let them roll with it. But in any case, a student from that class, one of the girls who came up with the game, she was in that restaurant. She remembered me. She remembered my math class. And not only that, it had inspired her so much that she had become a teacher. Not only that, she was a special ed teacher. And it
Wow.
was just so cool to kind of see
Wow.
but and then just so random, like here I am in the middle of like Maryland, and I'm meeting a former student. Again, the only bad part is I wish more of our students who do go into education come back and teach here back in the district I'm currently in. But it was just so cool to know that one of my students uh, actually liked school and enjoyed it that much that they became a teacher. So that was cool.
Okay, so there's Ed
See, Ed
Brown.
knew. Ed knew 42
Ed,
exactly.
Ed, 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 Ed. Before you back Kathy up on anything, in the begin, I don't know if you were on at the beginning of the show, but she had forgotten your name. I'm
I
throwing
did.
it out there.
Hey, I'm 57. I'm old. Okay, it all doesn't
She had
come as
forgotten who you
swiftly as
were.
it used to.
She
I
said
mean, what do
She
you
said
want?
and we had a
Get up
show hosted
against
by
Casey.
she said we
It
had a
gets
show hosted
foggy.
by Dion and
I said my brother from another mother.
and I'm like Ed Brown, like how could you forget Ed Brown? So I'm just letting you know, Ed.
That's
I'm the
just
guy you want to stick
wrong.
with.
That's just wrong.
Okay. I just
You
got to
know
put it
what?
on blast. I just got to put it on. I got to put it out there. I got to put. Okay, so back to the interview. Now, this interview is all about Kathy. We're asking Kathy questions about her life
Oh, I found
and
that
about
picture.
herself. And here's the picture of my
That's my
father.
baby picture because I didn't
And
have a
there's a baby
hospital
picture
baby
of Kathy, and that's my father holding Kathy. Now, mind you, we have it's her birthday. So don't give her no pass. Don't give her no pass.
I
Don't
give
give her
her
no
I give a
pass.
pass. You know what? And
We
I
have a
might
picture.
even
You know,
entertain the
I
idea
have
that
no.
Die Hard could be a Christmas movie. Go ahead.
I have no. I have no baby pictures of being dead.
Well, see, you had a real traditional hospital baby picture, so you know.
Really, I don't even have
Yeah,
that. I don't have any baby
I didn't
pictures of
get a real
myself.
traditional
You
hospital
didn't
baby.
give us. Yeah, okay.
I'm
Because I
just
was a
saying.
very good-looking, photogenic baby. Okay. Anyway, back to
I'm sorry. I was a little late on that.
yeah. I love that picture. So sweet. Okay, Lisa. That's enough of that. Okay, so
Oh
okay,
gosh,
so
I found
if
some
you have any
old school
questions that you want to
Walkers.
ask Kathy, if you have any questions that you want to ask Kathy, we do have a link in the bio. If you want to come in and ask Kathy a question for her birthday about her life and about her, then find out more about Kathy. You can do that. If you don't want to ask the question yourself, you can text me and I will ask the question for you, like somebody did and Lisa did. And if you want to call in with your question, Kathy has a number. You can text me at that number, ask me a question. I'll ask the question of Kathy, about her, and then you can call the number and you can call in. You can ask a question. Now, if you had to go back in time,
I know what you're gonna ask me.
and change anything in your life, what would it be?
Probably that perm. Whoa! It was the '80s, people.
It was the 80s. It was the 80s. I look good, but it was the 80s.
Jeez.
Probably that
And
perm.
that was more the 2000s.
Yeah, I don't like that picture because I'm like totally. I look like just a round egg of a
Oh,
head.
I see. I thought you were
Rather,
gonna ask like if you could like meet anybody through
I
history
was
because
getting
that
to
would
that
be.
question. I'm
I'm
getting to
sorry,
those type of questions.
but
Like I'm
okay. So what was the
sorry.
question again? What was
I
the
said if you could change anything, if you can go back in time and change anything about your life, what would it be? Besides the
question?
perm.
Besides the perm? No. And actually, probably I say besides the perm, but I I do kind of feel like, um, and maybe it's just me, like right now with having locks, and again, I call them locks and not dreadlocks because there's nothing dreadful about my hair. Um, Probably would be my hair, and I joke about the perm, but I think too that there's a lot of things, whether it was the perm or even the Jerry curl, or things I did to my hair because it was in style or in vogue, or to
You had a
assimilate or
Jericho?
whatever it is, I think I would probably have um, embraced like a natural hairstyle earlier,
I don't
without
remember you
having
having a
like I.
Jericho.
You don't remember me having a Jerry curl?
I
That's
don't
because I
remember you having a
burned all
Jericho.
those pictures. Oh my
Okay,
gosh!
I don't remember you having a
You ever
Jericho.
see Coming to America? You
Uh huh.
you don't remember, dude? That was like the bulk of the '80s for me. I remember the Jerry curl. Eh, Honey, you don't get a Jerry curl and not remember it because
Yeah,
that's a
you
whole
know what?
process. That's almost like getting the
In in
braids.
in, in the 80s, you were in college most of the 80s, and doing now and working, and I was doing my thing, which is
Yeah, you were
yeah.
doing
We don't want
yours,
to talk about what my thing was. Okay, so you were on the Forrest Gump bench.
huh?
With you on the bench, the Forrest, I call it the Forrest Gump bench. The
Okay,
bench where Forrest Gump sits there and like random people show up next to him and he just
okay.
keeps talking and talking. You were on the Forrest Gump bench.
Mm-hmm. I'm on the Forrest
Um,
Gump bench.
I call it the Forrest Gump bench because it's a bench we
Me
can sit
and
throughout
Jenny.
time. Yeah. So the bench you can sit on throughout time, and different people
Speaking
show
of
up
the
on that bench.
80s, look what I
Yeah.
found.
Oh, wow. That is 80s.
That was actually at a birthday party because you and
That
Michelle
is,
came up to New York and surprised me that year.
yeah,
Whoa.
that is 80. I loved that suit.
I love that jacket. Oh, I miss that jacket. I used to
I
perform in
miss
that
that suit.
jacket all the time.
I miss
I
that
like
suit so
that jacket.
much. I miss that suit so much. That was a great suit. You know how
Okay.
I got that suit?
How'd you get the suit?
I put it on layaway and I take it off layaway because when Kamini got married, her ushers conked out the last minute, and she woke
Mhm.
me and Junior up and told us we had to be ushers the morning of the wedding.
Morning
Now
of
we were
the
all going
wedding.
to be guests, and I was just going to wear whatever suit I had, but I had to wear a gray suit the morning of the wedding. I'm like, I'm just going to take the suit out of layaway and get it, and that's how I went and got the suit. Anyway, Scooby Life, how you doing, Scooby Life?
Okay.
So you're on the Forrest Gump bench.
I'm on the Forrest Gump bench. I'm still on this bench. Thank you, Scooby Life.
And there's one person, that shows up, dead or alive, throughout history that you could talk to. Who is that one person that shows up and you got that box of chocolate for?
Now, is this
You only get
does it
one.
have to be somebody I know or
It doesn't have to be somebody you know.
I,
It's just one person, dead or alive, throughout history, famous or not famous, that you could talk to on that bench. That's going to show up on that bench. Who's it going to be?
I got two people. I can't have two people. Forrest Gump talked to more than one person.
Okay. You can have two.
Okay, good. Because they're both two literary people. And I think
Okay.
one of them would definitely be Maya Angelou.
Okay. Maya
Even though
Angelou.
I did have the opportunity to meet her, and that had quite an impact for me. But I know just as far as being a reader, being a creative person, I just feel like her book, I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings, was one of the books that probably had the biggest kind of impact on my life because it was a time I could see, oh wait, somebody who looks like me can be like the lead in the story or a book and just the things that she went through in her life, the adversity, and then the talent and the things that she was able to do and produce because of that. So I would definitely love to talk with Maya Angelou, and just the cadence of her voice. The other person would probably be Octavia Butler, who
Okay.
Octavia Butler. Do you know who Octavia Butler is? Oh, if you don't, let me educate you. Uh,
Educate. I know who Octavia Butler is. Go ahead, educate. Educate.
okay. Octavia Butler is a writer. Her most famous work is called Kindred. A lot of people got to read it in college, but she has other works, Parable of the Sower, Parable of the God, there's two parable books. I can't even think of the second one. One of them, I think, one of her series, Lilith's Brood, is again a series of books. Wild Seed. In any case, I discovered her books when I was in a book shop in Brooklyn called Nakiru Books, and I was looking for something to read, and the owner recommended her books, and I read like her little like bio on the back, and just the way she described herself, and again, being this African American woman who won like was a prize winning author and writing science fiction. And again, that's mainly a genre dominated by men. That you had this
Yes, it is.
not only this female writer, but black female writer, and
It's dominated by
yeah,
men. It's dominated by men, not even men of color. It's just dominated by basically white men.
yeah. So to me, just seems like this trailblazer, but also is this she was this introverted personality, and I was really sad because she had started a new series, Fledgling, and again, she had a couple of different books that were a series of like two or three different books, and I was looking forward to more about Fledgling, um, but um, she had passed away, and I just remember feeling such sadness, um, about that because again, I just was looking forward to reading more of her work. But now I'm looking forward because I think they are in the process, or at least before the pandemic, they were turning one of her books into a movie, and I would love to see what that looks like as far as a movie version of any of the works. And again, it's Octavia, um,
Butler.
Octavia Butler. Yeah, so yeah, I would sit on the bench with her definitely. That'd be cool.
Okay.
All right, what you
So,
got? What you got?
okay, so my next question is,
Mhm.
um, we all have to face the fact um, of our legacy of when we're gone and what we're known for. Um, I like to be known for being good looking. I think that's what a lot of people. That's what a lot of people know me for.
Snap out of it. Moonstruck. You just
that
want me.
wasn't that one. That wasn't really a joke. I was trying to tell. Okay, so but in an event, what would you like to like on? You know, at the time that it's a morbid thought when we all have to go at some point. What would you like to be known for? What would you like for your obituary to say? Or what would you like for your legacy to be for when you leave this life?
Who thinks like that? What kind of question is this?
That's a question of what would you like? What would you like? What would you like for your impact to be on this world for when you leave,
My, my impact.
or for now? For what would you like your impact to be on this world?
I kind of feel like again. I hope I'm a person who just has kind of lived the life that God has given me with faith, with hope, and with helping other people. So I guess that's going to be my impact
Okay.
if
Um.
if I'm allowed to have such a thing.
Okay, I understand that. I get that.
Yeah.
Um. Okay. Let me ask you a question. You have you've impacted a lot of things. You've done through high school. You've worked in New York. You've done stand up comedy. You've been a teacher. You've been a principal. You've been a vice principal. You've impacted the community in certain ways in your work in NAACP and a lot of other things. What would you say right now is your greatest accomplishment?
I don't think I've had a great accomplishment. I I don't I don't think of myself as having a great accomplishment. I do feel privileged and honored to have won that award as the North Carolina Assistant Principal of the Year, um, and it came at a time when I felt like I was just doing the work and being this journeyman and just it not getting recognized. So to get that recognition, that felt pretty nice and pretty special. That was pretty cool.
Okay, so to the audience, I want to show you a prime example of humble because my sister is very humble. She doesn't realize
That's birthday chat.
she doesn't realize. Oh, we got a lot of nice pictures there. She doesn't realize. Or she does. I don't think. I think she realizes it, but she doesn't take credit for the fact that she's a great daughter. She's an outstanding
If you
daughter.
if you're gonna say something to embarrass me, I'm gonna leave.
Okay. She's an outstanding daughter to my parents. She's an outstanding sister to me. She's right. I can be doing anything. And my sister has always been a great support system to me. I remember when I had my first band and she was doing stand-up comedy when I had my first band. She came and watched my band perform. And she says to me, she says, look at here. This band is pretty good. I need you guys to clean up some things, tighten some things up. And I want to bring you guys to New York to do a show. We're not going to make any money, but I'm going to send the right people to see you do what you do. And the right people are going to see you. And we didn't do that because my band, the band I had at the time, they were idiots. But still, an outstanding aunt that she is to all my kids. She took George on a trip to Disney when he was a kid. And she's very encouraging to all the girls and everything. That even my stepdaughter Justine, I remember when we moved her out of New York, she came down to Jersey the day before we moved her out. And my daughter Justine had never been to New York. So instead of going back the day before and finishing packing the way she should have, she took Justine back with her to New York and showed her around New York first. And then, then we got to packing. Then she got to the packing stuff. But the fact that she took Justine under her wing and took her to New York for the first time and actually showed her the sights of New York, and Justine was just like, wow, like my Aunt Kathy is taking me to New York. My new Aunt Kathy is taking me to New York, because when I married her mother, Justine was like 13 or 14 or 16, something like that. Anyway. But, Kathy's like, yeah, I'll take Justine with me. And she just took her with her. And that's the kind of person she is. She took Justine with her to New York and showed her around. She encourages all the kids. She encourages George. And the person that she is, she's being very humble about the fact that she influences a lot of people. She influences me all the time because I watch my sister and I say, okay, now what would Cassie do? Okay, now I got to make this happen, because Cassie would make this happen. Because this is a woman who went to New York when everybody said, oh my God, don't go to New York. You're going to get mugged. You're going to get mugged. Oh no. And she's like, yeah, I'm going to New York. I'm fine. I'm going to do stand-up comedy. Did stand-up comedy and I'm going to tell you, she was hilarious as a stand-up comic. Even though I was 50% of her act, she was hilarious as a stand-up. Totally hilarious. And then she went to and then she decided to be a teacher, and there you go. Next thing you know, she's a principal. So whatever she does, she succeeds in. So she's being very humble right now on what a great person she is. So that being said, what would you like people to know about you?
What would I like people to know? I don't think there's much to know. I'd like people to know that, hey, I enjoy this hangout every Saturday night with my brother, and that it has been our way to connect during the pandemic. And I know people are out more and doing things more, and um, but if um, if there is something that is within you to do to make sure you're connecting with the people in your life, I think people should do that. They should make sure they find that. I was like thinking about, oh, I need to do this. I need to do all these things. But I always like to make time for this on Saturday night, because it is something that kind of brings us together and bonds us. So I would want people to find that thing that it is for them, that they can make connections with. And I thank all of you guys for kind of hanging out with us to make that connection, because it helps. You know, even if you guys are all wrong about Die Hard, it's still good to know you
Wait
guys.
a minute. Time out. See, Then she goes off the rails. You know?
Even if you're absolutely wrong about Die Hard.
We are
Although,
all right
Kenny,
about that.
you know what? We have to and maybe it's for next week, but we might have to watch shows that we like, movies that the other has not watched. We probably need to do another one of those.
We did do
'Cause
another
you know
one of
what? There was a
those.
movie.
I
There was a
got to talk
movie
to you
on
behind the
today I'd
scenes.
never seen.
I know. I got to talk to you behind the scenes because I think I might have an idea for next week that we might have
Oh,
to tell the people on Wednesday.
oh,
So I got to work the numbers and everything else to make
okay.
that
Because this
happen.
is movie. I actually want to watch it because I've never seen it. It's called the Expendables. It's got like Jason Statham
Yeah, the
and
Expendable. They don't like the
Bruce
fourth one.
Willis, and
You haven't
it,
watched it. You never watched the Expendables?
it's just got
Expendables ever?
everybody in it. I didn't realize it till I was
Yeah,
watching.
Expendables. Like
You know.
the last installment, I think they had Wesley Snipes in it and Antonio Banderas. Oh yeah, I've watched the Expendables.
Oh, okay. But
You haven't
anyway,
watched the
I was
Expendables?
excited. I figured I'd tell you about that because I figured that's probably a movie you have seen. Like Jet Li, is it? Like there was a bunch of people. I
Yeah.
was
Oh
just like,
yeah.
oh wow,
Expendables.
Terry Crews, and anyway,
Yeah,
but so
Expendables,
that
man. I
it
don't
just
believe
seemed like
you
your
have
type
not
of movie.
watched Expendables.
I've not seen the Expendables. Anyway,
Wow.
I had, and I still need to see. I haven't seen like. Did you see Black Widow yet?
Yes.
Oh, you did.
It
You saw it in the
sucked.
theater or on
I
stream?
saw it in the theater. It sucked.
Okay. Oh, don't say
It's
that.
it wasn't
I
good. It
like
wasn't.
Scarlett Johansson.
I like Scarlett Johansson too, but Black Widow was not Marvel tier movie.
Oh.
They did redeem themselves
See, I'm still not theater ready
With
yet.
Shang-Chi. With Shang-Chi, they did me and George went and saw Shang-Chi and they did redeem themselves with Shang-Chi because that was
Okay.
phenomenal. But Black Widow was not as good as it should have been.
Okay. I thought that would be
Scooby
on
Life has
HBO.
something. You see Scooby Life's
Oh,
latest
yeah. A
comment?
die-hard-ish type Christmas movie coming out.
Ah, okay.
I wonder
Well, you know.
is it going to be out for Christmas? But again, there's Die Hard and then there's Christmas
Oh,
Story.
you know what? You know
That's
what's coming out.
Christmas
You know
movie.
what? I know for a fact the Hawkeye television show is coming out on Disney Plus around Christmas time. It has a Christmas theme to it.
Hmm.
Hawkeye for the
You know,
Avengers.
I still got to watch Loki. I'm like, I
You haven't
haven't
watched
watched.
Loki yet?
I haven't watched Loki. I loved WandaVision so much, and I actually didn't
Loki is
watch that.
great. Loki is so awesome. Loki is like wow.
But have they finished the whole season? Because I can't do
Yeah,
that
the
week to
season's
week to
done.
week
The
wait.
season for Loki's
Okay,
done.
then I have to
Now
do
we've
a
already
power
we already
stream
know
of
that.
Loki.
Now we already know there's a season 2 of Loki coming
Okay.
out.
So, um, I gotta check it out. If I gotta check out Loki because I like Owen Wilson. Although he's not my favorite working
check out
brother,
Loki.
I'm partial to Luke. But
Definitely check out Loki. Also too, and I still have not seen the Goonies.
that's just I don't know how you could do a pop culture show and not see the Goonies, but Casey
Yeah, I
likes
think
it
by the
so
end of the
much.
month. But I might either next week or the week after, I might have a show idea that we'll talk about and we'll let you know about by Wednesday of this
Okay.
week. We'll do like a little ad or something, let you know that what's coming.
Okay.
But I do have a show idea in the works that I'm working on right now. That because we only have like 2 weeks left in September, and it's very important that I get this done before September. So,
Okay. 'Cause I know you've been busy, and because Kenny is also starting his own production company, Words Out Production, and I think
yes,
he was
we are going to
throwing some videos
Words Out
on
Productions.
Instagram of some of the artists and stuff as you guys record.
Yes, it's a great. I am. You know what? I am so ecstatic. It's like being a pig in slop. It's like you know, It's you know,
One way to put it. What a
it's
description.
yeah, it's like being a pig in slop. I'm so ecstatic that we're doing this, and the people that I have around me in the area. We're doing um a record label
No reminders.
for spoken word artists, predominantly spoken word artists, but also neo soul singers, and the energy that's coming into this. People are coming into the studio to listen to other performers, even if they don't have to record. And I had one singer come in, and I had a guest singer come in, and we were trying to figure out, what to pay her. And she said, after talking to everybody and feeling the vibe, she goes, no, don't give me. I want to be a part of this. I want to be in this. Don't we'll talk about that later. I want to be in. I want to be down with the label. Like, this is what I want to do. And this singer, when you hear the song, this singer, when we had to do we had to add on a part to a spoken word piece, she listened to Ella Fitzgerald to get inspiration to do her part. And she came in and just totally blew it away. But it's a label for spoken word artists, neo soul singers, Words Out Productions. We're going to have the Words Out Productions release party on the 19th of November. And the Words Out Production compilation album itself is going to come out on the 20th of November, which is my birthday. So we are having so much fun with it. So much fun with it. We're so like the creative talents that come together to produce this and bring this out. And the people that are coming, it's just much love. The people that come together for this, so it's a great thing. And speaking of spoken word, I will be performing in South Jersey area. Performing tomorrow, sometime like 4:00, between 4:00 and 5:00. I'll be performing at an entrepreneur pop-up, Black-owned pop-up business. I'll be performing at in Reflections. The club is called Reflections at 198 Friesville Road. I'll be performing at a pop-up entrepreneur thing going on that they have going on. So I'll be performing spoken word there.
All right. So for those of you in the South Jersey area, look for Kenny at Reflections at that pop-up event. That'll be tomorrow. For those of you here today with us, thank you so much for hanging out with Kathy and Kenny. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. And now you got me thinking about my Desert Island CDs. I might have to go back and pick 3 different albums.
Well, the albums you're picking pretty good. I expected you to pick a Dinah Washington compilation.
Oh my gosh! I probably should have picked Dinah Washington.
I expected you to say a Dinah Washington compilation or something like that. For me, I would have probably picked the Prince. Actually, I would have picked the Prince compilation.
I would have picked 1999, probably. Well, I mean,
no.
See, it's a 2-album set. That's
I would have picked. I would have picked Emancipation. It's a 3-album set.
A 3-album set. There you go.
Emancipation is a 3-album.
You know what?
set.
In November, when it's your birthday, you can get to pick. But
now, maybe we'll do that for my birthday. Maybe we'll do something else. Who knows? Who knows what we're gonna do? Who knows what we're doing? We don't know. And you don't know. Hold on a second. We don't know. You don't know.
We do know we'll be doing it next Saturday night at 8:30. So hopefully you guys can join us. It's Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture. We will see you next Saturday. Peace.
God bless your soul and keep living. Peace.
Thank you for geeking out with Kathy and Kenny on Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture.